Oh,
There.
So we may be having a Zoom meeting, but it doesn't have to be a boring meeting. Whoops, what happened? I did something I didn't want to do.
Looks like he got baptized.
Yes, he did. But it just proves that even the youngsters are pretty damn tech savvy nowadays. This is how I stayed safe during the pandemic. Hopefully all of you did as well. Topic for tonight is cybersecurity really important? And the answer, of course, is you bet it is. Cybersecurity is important because it encompasses everything that pertains to protecting our sensitive data. And total cybersecurity encompasses protecting data, hardware, and personal security. Understanding the threat vectors. A threat vector is a path or a means by which cybercriminals gain access through one or more of 6 main routes into a computer system by exploiting a route vulnerability, also called an attack surface. And the 6 main routes or points of entry are your network, bypassing the user, your emails, applications, remote access portals, and mobile devices. Network security is a broad term that covers a multitude of technologies, devices, and processes. Simply put, it's a set of rules and configurations designed to protect the integrity, confidentiality, and accessibility of computer networks and data using both software and hardware technologies. Everyone on the internet has to have a degree of network security solutions in place to be protected from the ever-growing cyber threats in the wild today. That protection also needs to be in place for you to secure your home network. 90% of all security incidents are caused by PCAC and ID10T errors. PCAC, the problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. ID10T error, that's a human frailty. Education and paying attention to details are the best cure for these problems. Here are some common flaws in email scams. The sender is bogus. By hovering your mouse over the sender's address, you can see the real address in the lower left corner of the email. The sender doesn't know your name. If your email starts off with "Dear valued member," that's a dead giveaway that this is not a company you do business with. Hovering over "Click here" shows the URL's destination, and as with issue number 1, they always attempt to look legitimate. Threats. The scam goes from apologizing for any inconvenience to threatening the recipient to scare you into responding. More embedded links. The scammers have learned over time that the more links they put into an email, the more likely you are to click on at least one of them. Another favorite ploy is for there to be a link to unsubscribe from the email. While legitimate companies do have unsubscribe features, if you get this message in a scam, clicking the link will likely deliver malware to your computer. Distrust and reason go a long way toward keeping you safe. Here are some tips to spot email scams. Since many of us now work from home, there's been an increase in employment scams, specifically fake work from home job offers. And we'll cover that in a little more detail in a second. There are also auction scams, fake messages from online shopping sites, financial phishing scams. Most of those will come from places like PayPal and the bank you do business with. Only advice I can offer is if you get an email from your bank telling you there's a problem with your account, don't ever click on a link in that email and don't call the phone number in that email. After all, it's your bank. You know how to contact them. So contact them through your information on your own. and they'll be the first ones to tell you that that email did not come from them. There are also lottery and giveaway scams, foreign lotteries, competitions, free vacation giveaways. Everybody wants to give somebody something for nothing. As I said, many of us now work from home, and here are some warning signs of job application scams. Sounds too good to be true. Vague job requirements and job descriptions. Unprofessional emails. Online interviews via messaging services. Emails don't include contact information. Search results just don't add up. You're asked to provide confidential information. They'll ask you to send money or use a personal bank account. And sometimes they want you to pay for something before you've ever gotten hired. Mainly, if your gut says this is a scam, believe it, because it probably is. Program and app security. Follow these tips. Only download from sites and app stores you trust. Only deal with companies you trust. Never download illegal software. And never use a password generator or a crack to bypass paying for a product. Scan your downloads for malware. Test the program in a sandbox. And if you really aren't sure about that program, do a backup before you do the install. That way, if something goes wrong, you've got a way of going back. Remote access portals and open Wi-Fi. It may be free, it may be handy, and it's certainly tempting. But only use it if it doesn't require exposing any sensitive or personal information. For everything else, use a VPN, virtual private network. If you've dealt with tech support for any length of time, you will have run into many a farmer in the dell. Cybersecurity is only as strong as its weakest link, and hackers and crooks always exploit that weakest link. Here are some tools to aid in maintaining cybersecurity, and we're going to cover all of them. Update, update, update. Your operating system usually lets you know when it's time for an update. And under almost all circumstances, it's advised you do that update, because most updates are there to fix security, patch security holes. And the sooner you update, the sooner you'll again be safe. Our programs and apps don't always let us know when they need to be updated, but it's just as important to keep them up to date. Program I've used for quite some time is called Patch My PC Home Updater. Does an excellent job, is capable of updating over 300 applications. And the next little video will show you why I think it's a great program and why you ought to start using it.
Are you sick and tired of those annoying pop-ups reminding you to update some software program on your PC? Let Patch My PC help with the cumbersome task of manually updating your software. We can automatically update over 300 applications. It's critical to keep third-party applications up to date because hackers target vulnerabilities and outdated software in order to compromise your PC. Need to install a new application that's not currently installed? Just select the app, and then it's a single click to start the installation. Are you an IT pro? Easily create a baseline of applications you want to install automatically on multiple PCs. You can even configure Patch My PC to run on a schedule, so you never have to worry about it. Patch My PC, a little program that does a lot. It's simple, easy to use, and best of all, it's free.
Before we get any further into this, let me cover some homework. I will be sending out a follow-up email to my contact person that will have a link in it that will get you to all the programs we talk about. It'll also have a link to a pre-recorded presentation. So if you miss something, you can always follow it. And I know you guys are taping this thing, so you can already get it from your website. Almost all programs that I talk about are free unless I specifically say they are a paid product only. Backup your operating system on a regular basis. I create an image backup every Saturday night. I'm on a Windows computer, and what I use has been part of Windows since version 7. It's called Backup and Restore Windows 7, and it still works on the very latest version of Windows 11. I've been doing Windows 11 since it was first released to insiders, so I've been on it for quite a few number of months, and this is still what I use to do my weekly image backups. If you're looking for third-party applications, there are many available. Acronis is only one, and if the club is part of APCUG, Acronis offers a discount to members of APCUG. It's also important to get familiar with your system. And what I use is called Specky. It helps you to learn the ins and outs of your system, both the hardware and the software. And if you've never used it, you're in for a surprise. You never knew so many things, something could learn so many things about your system in such a short amount of time. Keep your internet running smoothly. The program I depend on is called Complete Internet Repair. Whenever I have a problem with my internet access, this is my go-to tool. Provided the problem isn't with your internet service provider, you run the tool, check the top 5 boxes, and let it do its work. You have to restart the system in order for it to finish the repair. I personally have never, ever not gotten my internet access back after using this tool. Again, if the problem is between you and your internet service provider, nothing is going to help you except contacting them and fixing the problem. CCleaner, an excellent small program. It's an effective utility for computers running Microsoft Windows, Mac, and Android that cleans out the junk that accumulates over time. It cleans out temporary files, broken shortcuts, and other problems. CCleaner protects your privacy. It cleans your browsing history and temporary internet files, allowing you to be a more confident internet user and less susceptible to identity theft. I recommend that you install the portable version. You can put that on a thumb drive and then take it from one computer to the next. 2 excellent programs from a company called Hybit. The first one helps you manage the startup programs. Those are all the programs that start when you first start up your system. Many of them you probably shouldn't be running. They're just taking up resources. The other one helps when you uninstall a program to make sure you get rid of all of that program, not just part of it. Let's spend a little time and talk about what will keep you safe and secure. No secret, my favorite antivirus since 2003 is Avast. It's light on system resources, has done an excellent job of keeping my computer safe. And if you look at all the things that are part of the protection, no wonder it's kept me safe. This is available for Windows, for Mac, and for Android devices. Passwords need to be long and strong, and you should be using a different password for everything that requires a password. No 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is not an acceptable password. Unfortunately, it's the most used password worldwide. I've listed some of the popular password managers. Once you start using a password manager, you only have to remember one password, and that's the password to get into your password manager. Just make sure you don't forget that password. After that, it will remember all your passwords for you. It will fill in all the information for you, and you never have to remember more than that one password. I personally have used LastPass for many years, and about a year ago, I added Bitwarden to the mix. I now have one password manager backing up the other. I never know which one is the first one to fill in the information, but if the other one doesn't have it, it already or automatically asks whether it should remember that password, or if there's a change, it'll ask whether it wants to change that password that it has on file. Don't ask me how it works, but it works. And unlike an antivirus, there's no reason you can't have more than one password manager. My reasoning is simple. If LastPass quits tomorrow, Bitwarden has my back. And if Bitwarden decides to bite the dust, LastPass has my back. But there's always more than one place where I can depend on getting to my passwords. Public Wi-Fi has gotten safer over the years, but only because they now use HTTPS. For maximum protection on public Wi-Fi networks, a VPN is still recommended. When you use a VPN, you connect to a single VPN server, and all of your system's traffic is routed through an encrypted tunnel to that server. The public Wi-Fi network you're connecting to sees a single connection, your VPN connection, and no one can even see which websites you're connecting to. The VPN that I use comes from Avast. It's called SecureLine. This is a paid product, well worth the price. It encrypts everything before it leaves my system, doesn't get unencrypted till just before it gets to its destination. So if someone intercepts that information because I'm on an unsecured connection, it won't do them any good because it's fully encrypted and they don't have a key, so they can't unlock that information. It means I stay safe even though the connection I'm connected to is not. And an unsecured secured connection is any place you connect where you don't control the security of that connection. So if you're on your cell phone, you're securing that network. So a cell phone, your own cell phone, is a secure connection. Your home computer is a secure connection. The public library, McDonald's, Starbucks, a club that you happen to visit, those are all unsecured, and someone could steal whatever you're doing while you're on that connection. That's why a VPN is important. There are free VPNs available, but the free ones always have drawbacks. Number one, they severely limit the amount of data they encrypt. They'll have ads and other annoyances because they'd like you to pay for their paid product. Many of them are also in places I'd never want my data to ever get to. So that's another thing to be concerned about. Something I use strictly as a second opinion is Malwarebytes. Your modern antivirus program not only protects you against viruses, trojans, and rootkits, but it protects you against all other forms of malware. So the specialization for just malware really doesn't apply anymore. I can also tell you that Malwarebytes hasn't found a blessed thing in a very, very long time. So I use it strictly on demand, and about once a month or once every other month, I'll run it just for the heck of it. Something that doesn't require any antivirus at all, because it's a web service. You go to the website, and this can check to see whether or not your password for your email has been compromised or stolen. And this is how it works.
Avast Hack Check and how to use it. Once you go to the website, put in the email address for which you want to check for possible hacks. Click on Check Now. It gives you the results. It also tells you to go check that email because Avast has now sent you a reply to that email address that you used to check. So the next step is to go to your email account and see the reply that you've received from Avast. This is the email I received. It tells me to change my password now. And you'll notice you can't see what the password is, but that button on the bottom that says Show Details, once we click it, we'll get redirected to another site. At that website, it will show you the leaked password, and next to it, you see what looks like a little eye. If you click on that eye, it reveals that password that's been leaked. If that's still your current password, you better hurry up and change it. If you've already changed that password, it's perfectly okay at this point now to mark it as resolved, which is what I'll be doing. That's what it takes to use Avast's website to check for compromised passwords, hacked passwords.
Avast also offers a secure browser. specifically designed to keep you safe when you do your banking and shopping. When you're in banking mode, you're totally isolated from everything else. Nothing else can see what you are doing. This is free. It's available for Windows, for Mac, for Android, for iOS. And if you're using this on Android or iOS, it even comes with a free VPN. If you're using it on a desktop, sorry, the VPN isn't part of the product.
Browse the web faster and safer with Avast Secure Browser. Your browser is not as private as you think. Hackers, trackers, and ISPs are out to steal your data. But with Avast Secure Browser, you're protected. Stay safe on public Wi-Fi and unlock the internet with built-in VPN. Automatically block creepy ads that follow you around and slow you down. Create custom and security privacy settings. And securely sync your data across multiple devices. With powerful encryption to protect your IP address, bookmarks, history, downloads, and online activity, it's all locked behind your PIN code or fingerprint to keep your data safe from prying eyes. For private browsing that's actually private, make the switch to Avast Secure Browser. Download free today.
Our phones need as much protection as our computers. Probably more, because most of us have more private information on our phones than we have on our computers. And this will show you why you need protection on those phones.
What are you downloading?
It's just a game on an app store.
Honey, are you using Avast? It works on your phone too.
It's just a word game. I'm sure it's fine.
Nice work, bub. So I got access to all your data, photos and videos too. What? Yeah, the spyware is sick. And I get every photo we take. Insane, right?
No.
We should take some more selfies. The lighting in here is great.
Like I was saying, use Avast for your phone too. It protects you against fake apps, phishing, malware, spyware, and ransomware. Did I mention there's even a free version? Unlike those video games you keep buying. Ugh.
Most mobile device insecurities are a direct result of the apps we install. Make sure that an app only asks for the permission it requires to perform its task. If it wants more permission than that, simple, don't install it. You have many choices. Find one that only asks for what it needs to do its job, and that's the one you should be using. Verify the reputation of the manufacturer. Read and verify the app's reviews, and only download apps from reputable web stores. Brand new from Avast, just released in October. It's called Avast One, and Avast One Essential is the free portion of this program. Essential protection for your life today. Helps you to block viruses and malware with an advanced antivirus. Keep intruders out with a built-in firewall. Get extra privacy when you browse, bank, or shop. Secure your Wi-Fi connections with a VPN. And in the free version, you get 5 gigabytes of encryption per week. Find compromised passwords and help speed up your PC. And this will tell you a little bit more about that program. Introducing Avast One. This was just released by Avast Software. Seeing that the world was shifting rapidly from the days when we were only worried about our computers getting viruses, people were increasingly telling us they wanted to protect their privacy, money, and their identities, in addition to their devices. People wanted all the protection and performance they needed, but they didn't want to have to be an expert to understand how to get it. They also told us they had enough of the tracking, the targeting, and the snooping, and all of this really resonates with us here at Avast. We believe that everyone has a foundational right to security and privacy. This has been part of our story since we began offering our esteemed antivirus for free over 30 years ago. But we could see that more was needed. Antivirus is important, but it's no longer enough for total protection. Digital protection needs to include more than just security. It needs to include safety, privacy, identity protection, performance, and more. Avast One is Avast's newest product that encompasses all of these important features. What started out as a wide-open, democratic, and free vision for a digital world has become compromised by security and privacy threats, says Vida Centricek, Chief Product Officer at Avast. People feel vulnerable online, but they struggle to know what to do about it. With our newest Avast One service, we enable people to feel confident online. Enjoy our free, award-winning, cross-platform protection. Avast One is available in 3 different versions. Essential, the most comprehensive free service available today. Premium services, Avast One Individual, and Avast One Family. All Avast One versions work across the devices in your household and in your pocket. Available for Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS. Customers will enjoy an easy-to-use personalized dashboard with tailored recommendation to improve their privacy, security, or device performance, with options for both individuals and family needs. Avast One keeps up to 30 devices protected across the entire household. It is currently available in the following countries: US, UK, Australia, and Canada. For full details and pricing on the premium versions, follow the link below. We've also had some questions on the upcoming merger between NortonLifeLock and Avast, and the following video will give you the official word directly from Avast on that upcoming merger. Here is the official information currently available about the NortonLifeLock and Avast merger. Nothing will change for now. The transaction is expected to close in the second quarter of 2022, and until then, NortonLifeLock and Avast will continue to operate as separate companies. You will still be able to use Avast products as before. We will begin integrating our companies and providing a consolidated suite of offerings to all our customers once the transaction has closed. We don't have any further details at this time. We will continue to offer our free product for the foreseeable future. We don't know and can't comment on anything that might be on the horizon once the merger is finalized. With this merger agreement, we will be combining 2 leading companies in the cyber safety industry, which will allow us to provide you with the best identity and privacy products and services to better protect your digital life. The remainder of this presentation, I'd like you all to unmute yourself. The presentation isn't done till we have a little fun. Just wanted you to know that I have entered the Snapdragon part of my life. Part of me has snapped, and the rest of me is now dragging. You know you're getting old when a recliner and a heating pad is your idea of a hot date. 5 tips for a woman. It's important that a man helps you around the house and has a job. It's important that a man makes you laugh. It's important to find a man you can count on and doesn't lie to you. It's important that a man loves you and spoils you. And it's extremely important that these 4 men don't know each other. Can't find a job? It's all right. Blame the government. This was our very first cordless drill. Believe it or not, I have one of these in the tree in the backyard. And every once in a while, he likes to pick on a certain window at the house. As we get older, there comes a time when you have to admit it is now time to retire.
Oh my God.
I hope this wasn't your COVID shot experience.
Oh, yeah, we won.
A wise man once told his son, "My boy, when you accumulate the understanding to know why a pizza is made round, to be put in a square box and is eaten in triangles, then and only then will you be able to understand women."
Oh!
Honey, have you seen my box of laxatives? They look just like those little chocolate Easter eggs. Did you know that on the Canary Islands, there is not one single canary? And on the Virgin Isles, same darn thing. Not one canary there either.
Oh.
I started doing these presentations back in 2010. Didn't really expect to still be doing them today. I don't work for Avast, but I've been part of their customer support forum since 2004. That's not a paid job. Some of us just happen to enjoy helping others. And this is actually an extension of that customer support forum. My presentations are always designed for the average computer user, not the geek. And if you know of any other groups, schools, churches, synagogues, any group of technology users that would benefit from a presentation, have them contact me and I'd be happy to arrange a program for them. There is never a charge to the club or its members for my services. That's where Avast comes in. The arrangement I have with Avast is very simple. They pay every dime of my expenses from the second I leave home until I get back. So for the last almost 2 years, they've been getting a downright bargain because I haven't left my computer room. All presentations have been done via Zoom. Hopefully things get back to normal pretty soon. I'm itching to get out of the house.
And into those Speedos.
Yeah, if you learned something today, if you enjoyed the presentation, please let Eva at Avast know about it. That's how these presentations continue. And if you didn't like the presentation, it's all right to tell her that also. And that's enough of this sales pitch. The link at the bottom, copy it, take a picture of it, or wait for the follow-up email. This is what will give you access to all the things we talked about today and a whole lot more. I see Carl is taking a picture. I'm now going to get out of this, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.